my name's Rachel, and today I'm going to be taking you through a pregnancy vinyasa flow. So this is an all levels flow, and it is suitable for any stage of your pregnancy. Please make sure that you just go at your own pace and listen to your body, and if anything doesn't feel right, then just back off, and at any time if you need to take a break, please just come down to child's pose and take a rest. If you have them, it would be great to grab a couple of bricks, or if you don't have any bricks, then maybe a thick book if you have one, or also a nice full water bottle is quite a good substitute for a brick instead. At the end of the practice, we will be doing a nice yummy Shavasana. So if you have a bolster handy, then that would also be really great. If not, maybe just a couple of thick cushions as well. So we're going to be starting today in a nice easy cross-leg position. So just come to sit on your mats, placing whichever foot in front feels more comfortable. And we're just going to begin by placing your hands on your belly and closing your eyes. And we're just going to start the practice with taking some nice deep inhales and exhales. And I want you to start by breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And as you do, I want you to think of the word relax. Now the word relax has two syllables. So as you inhale, I want you to think re. And then as you exhale, I want you to think lax. So re, lax. Re, lax. And now either continue breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, or if it feels comfortable, you can close your mouth and just breathe in and out through your nose, staying with that re and lax on your inhale and exhale. Trying to keep your breaths nice and steady, nice and long and even. Two more breaths. Last one. Lovely. Then just slowly opening your eyes, placing your hands on your knees. I'm just going to do a few pelvic rolls. So as you inhale, we're going to come round to the front of our mats. And then as you exhale, coming round to the right, all the way to the back of your mat. And then round to the left and back to the front. So just feeling through every part of your pelvis. Getting a nice little gentle awakening here. Working your way through your hips and your spine as well. And breathing nice and evenly, nice and deeply. And then we'll just get back around the other way. So coming back through the left, to the back of your mat, and round to the right, back to the center. Remembering to breathe nice and deeply as you go. Trying to breathe in and out through your nose, but like I said before, if you need to breathe in and out, in through your nose and out through your mouth, then that's also absolutely fine. Just whatever feels comfortable for you. Making this our last one. And coming back to center. Lovely. And then from here, we're going to inhale, sweep your arms up, gaze towards your hands. As you exhale, you're going to bring your right hand down to your right side, and then leaning over to the right, gazing underneath your left armpit. And you can bend into your elbow here. You might want to come all the way down onto your forearm if you have space. Just making sure that whatever level you come to, that both of your sit bones stay rooted on the mat. Getting that nice stretch through your left side body. And then inhale back through center, bringing your palms to touch. Exhale, left hand down, reaching over with your right, gazing up and under your right armpit. Again, making sure that both your sit bones stay rooted on the mat. Breathing into your right side body here. And then coming back through center, inhale, palms to touch. Exhale, bring your hands down through heart center. Lovely. From here, we're going to come over into all fours. So making sure that your knees are under your hips, shoulders over your wrists, spreading your fingers nice and wide, and you want your index fingers pointing forward. And we're just going to do a couple of cat-cows just to wake up our spines. So as you inhale, you're going to drop your belly open through your chest, broaden your collarbones, look forwards. And then as you exhale, rounding through your spine, gaze towards your belly, making sure that you're really pressing into the mat, pressing into that space in between your shoulder blades. Getting a nice stretch all the way through your back. Inhale, coming through, and depending on how far along you are, you might want to just come to neutral rather than getting a really deep back bend. So whatever feels comfortable. Exhale, rounding through your spine, gaze towards your belly. 2 more times. Inhale, coming through, gazing forwards. Exhale, rounding through your spine, gaze towards your belly. Last one. Inhale, coming forwards. And exhale, round. Coming back to neutral, and then from here we're going to bring your big toes to touch, knees nice and wide, so as wide as the mat, and coming down for child's pose. Bring your arms out long, forehead down onto the mat, making sure there's a nice big space for your belly in between your knees. And if this doesn't feel comfortable, you might want to grab your brick, coming up onto your brick with your forehead, so you're giving yourself a little bit more space, maybe up onto your forearms. And as I mentioned before, child's pose is what you can come back to at any point in the practice if you just need a little break. And then from here, we're going to spread our fingers nice and wide, tuck under our toes, lift your bottom up, coming into downward facing dog. So in your downward facing dog, you want to make sure your feet are nice and wide, so hip distance or wider, just to make sure you're giving yourself a nice space for your bump. And then keeping your index fingers pointing forward, spreading your fingers nice and wide. If you can, drawing your heels down towards the mat. But if you need to keep your knees bent, that's absolutely fine. Just want to keep that nice straight spine. And then from here, we're going to slowly just tiptoe your feet up to the top of the mat. Bringing your feet nice and wide, slight little bend in your knees, grabbing hold of opposite elbow. And then just bending one knee and then the other, just swaying gently from side to side and ragdoll. Making sure that the weight is shifted into the balls of your feet. And then releasing your hands and taking care when you come up, because you can feel a little bit lightheaded when we're pregnant. So you might just want to pad up your legs to help you come all the way up to standing nice and slowly. Coming to stand at the top of our mat with our feet hip distance apart. And we're just going to take a couple of sun salutations just to warm ourselves up, but these are obviously modified pregnancy sun salutations. So feet a hip distance apart. Inhale, sweep your arms up, palms to touch. And then as you exhale, we're going to squat down, bringing our elbows onto our knees, hands to heart center. And then placing both of your hands flat on the mat, you're going to step back nice and wide with your right foot, coming into a low lunge, bringing both your hands to the inside of your left foot. And here you can come down onto your knee if that's more comfortable rather than in the lunge. And then from here, we're going to step back with your left foot coming into a high plank just for a moment. So if you're down on your knees, you'll be in a tabletop. And then we're going to wave back into our downward facing dog. And then from here, we're going to wave forward and backwards, coming into plank to downward facing dog. But if you need to take a slight modification, you can come down to your hands and knees in tabletop and just do some cat-cows as we did before. So inhale, coming forwards into your plank. Exhale, waving back, downward facing dog for 1. Inhale for 2. Exhale, wave back, downward facing dog. Last one, inhale for 3. And exhale, wave back, downward facing dog. Lovely. And then from here, you're going to step forward with your left foot again, making sure that you step to the outside of your left hand, so we're not crouching into our bellies. And then from here, you're going to rock step forward, bringing your right foot to meet your right hand. And then we're going to bring your hands back to heart center, elbows onto your knees again, coming into that mini malasana squat, and then coming all the way up to standing. So that is one round. We'll do that again on the other side. So inhale, sweep your arms up, gaze towards your hands. As you exhale, bring your elbows onto your knees. Place both hands flat on the mat, and this time we're going to step back nice and wide with our left foot, coming into that lunge. So looking forward just for a moment, and then we're going to step back, coming into our high plank, pausing in your high plank, and then pushing back into your downward facing dog. Setting up for your downward facing dog. And then inhale, coming forwards to your high plank. Exhale, pushing back. Inhale for 2. Exhale, back. Inhale for 3. And exhale, back. And then looking forwards, and then again this time we're going to step forward with your right foot, bringing it to the outside of your right hand, getting that nice lunge, look forwards, and then rock step your upper foot forward to meet your left hand. Bring your hands to heart center, elbows onto your knees, mini malasana, and then coming all the way up to standing. Placing your hands at your heart center, just closing your eyes just for a moment. Making sure that you keep your breath nice and even, nice and steady. And slowly open your eyes. As you inhale, we're going to sweep our arms up, palms to touch. And as you exhale, we're going to fold forward, bring your hands down to the mat. And then from here, you're just going to grab hold of your brick and place your brick underneath your right hand. And then from here, we're going to bend into our right knee, keep your left leg straight. Inhale, sweep your left arm up towards the sky, gaze towards your left hand. One more breath here, inhale. And exhale. And then just switching sides. So placing the block underneath your left hand, bending into your right knee, bending into your left knee, straightening your right. Inhale, sweep your right arm up towards the sky. One more breath here. Lovely, and then release, placing your brick off to the side. Inhale, come up into a flat back. Exhale, fold forwards. And then from here, you're just going to heel toe your toes out, your heels in. And we're going to squat down, coming into a malasana. So bringing the elbows to the inside of your knees, hands to heart center. And you want to make sure that the weight is on the outside edges of your feet here. Keeping your chest nice and lifted, looking forwards. Breathing nice and deeply here. If you want to modify, you can grab your brick and just place it underneath you and just sit on the brick. This is also a really nice place to be. You're just using that slight pressure of your elbows to the inside of your knees to help open up your hips. And then slowly releasing, placing your hands flat on the floor, moving your brick off to the side. Inhale to your flat back, exhale, fold forwards. Stepping back, coming into your downward facing dog. And from here, we're going to inhale, sweep your right leg out towards the sky, making sure that you keep your hips nice and squared. And then as you exhale, we're going to bring your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Coming down onto your left knee, untucking your toe, and then coming up into your Anjaneyasana. So placing both of your hands onto your knees, looking forwards, getting that nice gentle stretch in your hip flexor here, making sure that you're keeping yourself nice and supported, so you're not dumping down, not overstretching. So we have lots of the hormone relaxin surging through your body when you're pregnant, which means that you're much more flexible and more prone to injury. So you have to be careful and keep yourself nice and supported. And then from here, you can keep your hands on your knees or maybe on your hips, or if it feels comfortable, you can reach your arms up, gazing up and in between your hands. Getting a little gentle, very slight back bend here as well. And then tucking under your left toe, we're going to lift up, coming into a high lunge, crescent lunge. So keeping your hips nice and squared. So you want your right hip back, left hip forwards. Breathing here. And then we're going to open up, come into our warrior two. So in your warrior two, you want to make sure that your right heel is in line with the arch of your left foot. You want your knee to be over your second toe, your right knee, shoulders away from your ears, gazing over your front middle finger. Breathing nice and deeply here. One more breath. And then from here, we're going to come into side angle. So either placing your right elbow onto your right knee, or if you want to go a little bit further, you can grab a brick, place it either lengthways or lower, placing your right hand onto the brick, and then inhale, sweep your left arm up and over, bringing it beside your left ear, reaching it as far as you can, gazing underneath your left armpit. Breathing nice and deeply here. Using that pressure of your right hand to the inside of your right knee, just to press it out a little bit, getting that nice gentle hip opening as well. One more breath. And then from here, you're going to keep that bend in your right knee, and you're going to bring your left arm onto your left leg. Inhale, flip your palm, sweep your right arm up and over, coming into reverse warrior, just for one breath. Gaze at your right hand. Lovely, and then windmill your hands down to the mat and step back into your downward facing dog. Remember, you can take child's pose at any time if you need to. Just taking a moment to reset here before we move on to the left side. So inhale, sweep your left leg up towards the sky, keeping your hips nice and square. Exhale, bring your left foot to the outside of your left hand. And then from here, we're going to come down onto your right knee, untuck your toe, coming up into our Anjaneyasana, so placing your hands onto your knee. Leaning forwards, getting that nice gentle stretch in your right hip flexor. And again, either staying here or placing your hands on your hips, or maybe sweeping your arms up, gazing in between your hands. Getting that little gentle back bend. And then tucking under your right toes, lifting up, coming into your crescent lunge. Making sure that your hips are staying square to the front of the room. So your right hip's forward, left hip back. One more breath. And then opening out, coming into your warrior two. So bending into your left knee, making sure that your left knee is over your second toe. Looking over your front middle finger. Your back foot is in line with the back of your mat. And you want your torso to be in the middle of your body here. So nice and upright. You don't want to be coming forwards or backwards. Staying nice and centered. Breathing nice and deeply. One more breath. And then coming into your side angle pose, so either bringing your left elbow onto your left knee, or again, grabbing your block, placing it to the inside of your left foot. Inhale, sweep your right arm up and over, gazing underneath your right armpit. Really reaching your right arm as far as you can. Trying to get that nice long line from your right fingertips all the way to the outside edge of your right foot. Trying to rotate your chest round towards the ceiling as much as possible. And keeping yourself lifted up and out as much as possible, because you don't want to be dumping down too much, especially in pregnancy. One more breath. Keeping that bend in your left knee, you're going to flip your front palm. Inhale, sweep it up and over. Right hand comes onto your right leg, gazing towards your left hand, coming into your reverse warrior. And then windmilling your arms down to the mat, stepping back into your downward facing dog. And then from here, everyone, please just come down into a child's pose. So bringing your big toes to touch, knees are nice and wide. Reaching your arms out long, forehead down onto the mat. Breathing nice and deeply here. Two more breaths. Slowly coming up, tucking under your toes, coming up into your downward facing dog. And from here, we're going to inhale, sweep your right leg up towards the sky. As you exhale, bring your right foot to the outside of your right hand. And then bringing your left knee down the floor, untucking your toe, coming into our lizard pose. And from here, you might just want to grab that cushion, if you had it nearby, and place both of your hands onto the cushion. And then from here, we're just going to rock gently back and forwards. So just working into your hip flexor, working into your right hip. So inhale, coming forwards, exhale, coming back. Inhale forwards, opening through your chest, exhale back. Do that 2 more times. Inhale forwards, and exhale back. Last one, inhale forwards, and exhale back. And then coming forwards again, and this time we might just want to take a few little rocks round, circles into your hips. So going one way and then going back the other way. And then from here, just moving your pillow off to the side, I'm going to heel toe your right foot to the middle of your hands and flexing through your right foot, we're going to come into half splits. So you might want to grab a couple of blocks to give yourself a little bit of space, either on the highest height or coming down a bit lower. And then as you lean forward, you want to make sure that you're coming to the inside of your right leg. So you're giving that nice space for your bump. So we're not going directly over your right leg. So inhale to prepare, making sure that you're flexing through your right foot. And then exhale, folding forwards. Making sure that you keep your hips nice and squared. Breathing nice and deeply here. One more breath. Slowly coming up, moving your bricks off to the side. And then bringing your right knee to meet your left, planting your hands, and then lifting your bottom up, coming into downward facing dog. And we'll just take that on the left side. So inhale, sweep your left leg up towards the sky. As you exhale, bring your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Coming down onto your right knee, untucking your toe. And then again, just grabbing that cushion, placing your hands onto the cushion to the inside of your left foot. And we're just going to do those rocks forward and backwards. So inhale, coming forwards, opening through your chest. Exhale, coming back. Inhale forwards. Exhale back. So just nice and gentle. Inhale forwards. Exhale back. Two more. Inhale, coming forwards. And exhale back. Last one. Inhale forwards. And exhale back. Lovely. And then moving your cushion off to the side. Again, heel toeing your left foot in between your hands and grabbing hold of your two bricks to give yourself a little bit more space. Making sure that your hips are really nice and squared here before you flex through your left foot. So making sure your right hip is coming forwards, left hip coming back. And then again, making sure that you're not going directly over your left leg, you're coming to the inside of it. So you're getting that nice space for your bump. Inhale to prepare, exhale, fold forwards. Breathing nice and deeply here. And close your eyes if that feels nice. Nice steady breaths. One more breath. Lovely. Slowly coming up, bringing your left knee to meet your right. Moving your bricks off to the side. And then from here, we're just going to come to sit on our mats. So coming to the final bit of our practice here. So from here, we're going to bring your right leg out long. Bring your left foot to the inside of your right leg. And flexing through your right foot, you might want to grab your brick again. You're going to place your brick either this way up or maybe a bit flatter. So placing it to the inside of your right leg. And then we're going to bring your right forearm onto the brick. And then from here, you're going to inhale, sweep your left arm up and over. Getting a nice side stretch through your left side body. Flexing through your right foot. And you might find that you want to go a little bit deeper and maybe move the brick off to the side and just bring your forearm down onto the mat. Just making sure that you're keeping both of your sit bones on the mat as we did in the beginning of the practice. Lovely. Then from here, we're going to bring your left arm down, sweep your right arm up, getting a side stretch the other way. And then we're just going to dance through those two poses. So inhale, coming back and through. Exhale over to the left. Inhale to the right. Exhale to the left. One more. Inhale over. And exhale back. Lovely. Oh, it feels so nice. And then we're just going to switch sides. So bring your right foot in, left leg out long, flexing through your left foot. And then again, maybe grabbing your brick and coming down with your left forearm on your brick. Or if you can, bringing your left forearm onto the mat. Inhale, sweep your right arm up and over. Gazing up and under your right armpit. Reaching nice and long with your right hand. Rotating your chest round towards the ceiling. And then we're going to come over to the right. So bringing your right hand down, sweep your left arm up and over. And then we're just going to do those nice dancing movements. So inhale, coming over. Exhale back. Inhale over. Exhale back. 2 more times. Inhale over. And exhale back. Last one. Inhale over. And exhale back. And then coming back through center. And from here, we're going to bring both of your feet together. So bringing the soles of your feet together, coming into Baddha Konasana to finish. So drawing your heels in towards you as much as possible, placing your hands on the outside edges of your feet. And we're just going to open out your feet. So imagine you're reading a book. And then we're going to lean forwards, bring your elbows onto your knees. And here, we really want to think about keeping your back really nice and long, really nice and straight. So when you keep your back straight rather than rounding through your spine, you should also get a really nice gentle stretch in your lower back. And then just using your elbows with ever so slight pressure on your knees to help open up your hips. For me in pregnancy, this is such a lovely pose. It just really stretches out all the tight spots. So that part of your very, very lower back and also in your hips, which has a tendency to get really achy and stiff. Breathing nice and deeply into it. One more breath. Slowly coming up, and we're going to make our way down for our Shavasana. So if you have a bolster, what I would highly recommend is using your bolster. So grabbing your bolster and grabbing your brick, and we're going to place your brick on the highest height and then just lean your bolster back on it. If you don't have a bolster, then you can grab 2 bricks and you can place one lengthways and the other going the other way. And what you will be doing is leaning back on the bricks with this one coming in between the top of your back, in between your shoulder blades, and the other one coming underneath your head. Whatever you're doing in your Shavasana, you want to stay elevated if you're on your back. If you don't have bricks or bolsters, then just come onto your left side. I'm going to be taking it with a bolster. So again, like I said, placing the brick nice and high, placing the bolster onto the brick, and then leaning back. So making sure that your bum is nicely snugged up against it. I like to take it with Baddha Konasana legs, so bringing the soles of your feet together and then just leaning back, closing your eyes, palms facing upwards, and just taking this time here just for yourself, for you and your baby. You might want to bring your hands onto your belly. And then just coming back to those nice deep breaths like we did at the start of the practice. So thinking inhale, re. Exhale, lax. Inhale, re. And exhale, lax. And either staying with that or just letting your breathing return to a nice, steady, even pace, breathing in and out through your nose. So please feel free to stay here for as long as you need to. If you're ready to move on with your day, just start to wake yourself up and wiggling your fingers and your toes. You might want to maybe circle your wrists and your ankles. Oh, crack. And then just slowly making your way up to seated. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope that was a nice, juicy stretch out for you for whatever stage you are at your pregnancy. And I hope to see you again very soon. Thank you.